Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 7 or 8 of StarNotes. We are not SparkNotes because, 1, they wouldn't sponsor us, 2, we don't condone cheating, and we're not nearly that cool. But, all of that aside, today, I'm very excited to welcome some lovely Northern Star people to talk about lovely franchises. I don't know anything about this one today, but I do know that it is Godzilla, and it is Kong, and it is a new movie. That's what I know. But before we get into anything too deep, I think we should do introductions. So I'm Olivia Zoff. I am the assistant opinion editor here at the Star, and we'll go this way and around.
Hello, my name is Jenny. I'm a videographer at the Northern Star.
My name is Kahlil. I'm a senior news reporter at the Northern Star.
My name is Joseph Howerton. I am video editor of the Northern Star.
Great. And so you guys know I don't know anything about this other than movies come out once in a while on Godzilla, King Kong, kind of the whole situation. So can you kind of give me a rundown of everything that I and everyone else needs to know about the series before going into this new movie?
That is a very loaded question because Godzilla has been around for a hot minute, almost like half a century at this point. So with that, it kind of involves like what era of Godzilla. I mean, obviously for this one, Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. By the way, before you think it, no, it's not a romantic comedy. I am very mad. We're talking about the MonsterVerse version of Godzilla. There's I think 5 different kind of eras of Godzilla, but as far as we're concerned, this is the quote unquote MonsterVerse or the Avengers-esque kind of Godzilla. So it's coming off of the heels of King Kong versus Godzilla, where the two of them clashed beforehand.
Yeah.
Now there's sort of this weird stability of the power dynamic where they're two alpha kaijus, as in the most powerful giant monsters that there are, with Godzilla being the one at the top of the surface world versus King Kong. Oh yeah, by the way, the myth of Hollow Earth, that exists. And so King Kong is just in the center of the Earth, chilling out as that alpha kaiju. And he has an axe, and in this new movie, apparently we're going to find out that there are more Kongs, more monkeys, more.
Yeah.
It is very
And the baby
adventure-like.
monkey too.
Oh yeah, the baby.
I love the baby monkey.
Am I the only one getting Baby Yoda vibes from him?
Baby Yoda?
Yeah, ever since Baby Yoda, everyone and their mother in a franchise has to be okay, we're gotta take this recognizable character and babyfy them so that we can make them more marketable and make plushies.
Oh my god.
So can you kind of sum up the series for me, at least generally of who I need to know or who anyone needs to know, characters or plot.
Personally, one of my favorite actors, I forgot his name. His first name is Brian. He was in Atlanta. He's starring in the movie.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays Paperboy, right?
Paperboy, yeah. He's starring in this movie, and personally, I'm going to be here for it because I want to support him, personally. I forgot, what is his role in the movie?
He plays the kind of crackpot trying to expose the government organization that's all about the kaijus. And, okay, he's a crackpot, but he does the job good. We need him. And honestly, you kind of need him because he's just a fun actor to have around.
Yeah.
As I break the chair.
So what's a kaiju? Help me out.
So you've probably seen them in media before, but they're literally just giant monsters.
Oh,
they kind of got prevalence through Japan after history lesson, folks.
Real.
So after the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, well, as we found out more and more about the fallout of radiation, there was this boat of fishermen that experienced this radiation from, I believe it was the Bikini Atoll experiments. I don't know. It was essentially more bombings of nuclear waste. And it was horrific what happened to them. So Godzilla was sort of meant to be a metaphor for radiation. Basically, Godzilla in the movie is supposed, in his first ever movie, I believe in the 50s, was supposed to represent the fallout of radiation, this destructive force, because he was just like a little bitty lizard that got turned into this giant radioactive monster that was destroying Japan. In fact, there's even some commentary on the escalation of weapons too, because the only way that Godzilla is destroyed in that one is through something called a oxygen destroyer, which they reference in the Godzilla King of the Monsters one, but it's a lamer version of it. But it literally eats away and destroys the oxygen, something completely. We're not shown it, but off screen, we see a character's reaction, and they are horrified at what it does. So the creator of this device, he actually winds up killing Godzilla, but in that process killing himself, because he's the only one that knows how to use it. His entire reservations and motive behind this is because no one can ever use this again. Godzilla, this is nothing compared to what the fallout will be to this and the weapon afterwards.
Which film was this?
This was the original Godzilla.
The original
the
films?
original.
Okay.
So if I'm understanding, we started in the 50s with the first movie, and then they make a bunch of movies after that.
Yes.
But so is it? How do is it an overarching plot, or is each movie a standalone movie? What kind of thing?
I feel like the more recent ones are kind of its own standalone thing.
Okay.
Was it one? Did it come out in 2022? The last one?
I think so.
Can I look it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it did come out in 2022, those are part. They're making. I guess it's a new universe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the quote-unquote monsterverse that started with the 2012 Godzilla. As Jenny's kind of looking at information up, to go back to your question on what a kaiju is, they're a metaphor. They're usually meant to be this metaphor for an overwhelming destructive force that really, what do you do when you're faced with something like that? So, that's what the kaijus are usually about, whenever they're depicted in media.
Okay. So as Jenny is looking this up, I didn't know the last one was them versus each other, right? So now to me it feels in this one they're gonna be friends. I don't know if I'll see the movie or not, but in my head they're gonna be friends. Maybe it will be a rom-com. Maybe the trailer was wrong. Maybe we'll get a rom-com.
A surprise rom-com.
I found it. It's 2021.
Oh, okay.
The
Godzilla versus Kong.
That is a quick turnaround.
Yeah,
I
wow.
know.
For a movie, man.
When was the first one? 50 what? Was it 50? I'm just curious how far this goes back. Because I didn't know that it had that much of a history.
It's
at
a
all.
really long series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really long.
It's in 5. Well, now that with Godzilla -1, 6 different eras.
It's the same amount as Taylor Swift.
I'm not surprised.
The Godzilla era tour.
Stop. Could you imagine?
He fights a monster and destroys your city. Oh my God! He was breathtaking. He was fantastic. I love him.
It needs to be a musical then.
Oh my God!
A Godzilla musical.
Godzilla the musical?
Jenny.
Make it happen.
I think the first movie is 1954.
54?
Yeah.
I was close.
You were close, in the 50s.
Yeah. It's called Godzilla 1954 film. Spoiler.
Yeah.
So cool.
So, kind of through everything we've seen so far, we'll kind of go around. What was your favorite movie, favorite moment, favorite character, favorite whatever? Jenny, we can start with you if you want and go around.
I think, what was the movie before Godzilla versus Kong?
You have the list.
That was Godzilla versus Kong. That would be
before the Godzilla versus Kong.
That would be Godzilla King of the Monsters.
Oh yeah, that was why a lot of monsters are fighting.
Okay.
Oh my God! I was crying the last moment when the mother died. It was such. Oh my God.
Wait, who died?
The mother.
That does not help at all.
King Kong mother?
No.
Wait, he had a mom?
The main character,
the main human character.
Yeah.
So okay, the character
in this movie.
I forgot.
All right, so something that you should know when we talk about Godzilla movies is that there are human characters. We see there's supposed to be a connection, but really they're all very interchangeable. And this is something that's throughout the series. They're all interchangeable. In fact, I don't even think the original cast came back for the sequel because the focus is on Godzilla. The focus is on these monsters. We've had a few repeating characters. Millie Bobby Brown was in King of the.
I remember that.
Yeah, she was in King of the Monsters.
Oh really?
Yeah, this was post Stranger Things. She was in things, and
God.
then she was in the sequel King Kong, Godzilla vs King Kong, or Kongverse, because there's 2 times they fight, and
Oh, the children.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and now Alfred from Atlanta, he is was in the last movie. Now he's in the sequel.
Yeah.
I don't know how many like reoccurring like human characters. I think they're trying to do that, like create this familiarity, but really no. We just need to know Kong and Godzilla.
Yeah.
But they're doing something smart in that they're using this government organization, Monarch, which is supposed to kind of monitor these kaiju and try to help them beat the bad kaiju and keep ourselves
Who are
alive.
the bad ones?
Who
Who are the good? Wait.
So
Who are the good ones?
So in the past, it was like, I think in the other movie, it was Godzilla who was the bad guy, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Destroying up all the cities, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the government tried to stop him, and they got King Kong to help.
To help fight
Take down-
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So King Kong was the good one for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then Mechagodzilla showed up later in that movie, and they teamed up, and
Who is that? Wait. Who is? Wait.
There are so many kaijus. Too. You're missing. Isn't there like a butterfly one in the?
Mothra, my girl,
Mothra,
Queen.
yeah.
There's another. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, there are a lot of monsters, and really the movie is a vessel for, like I said, an idea, a metaphor. Sometimes like radiation is bad, or like just really horrible things we can't quite like we physicalize into these like monsters. Other times it's just to watch giant monsters fight, and you know what? Both are good. I can mess with both.
Yeah.
They're okay.
All right, but I guess best moments, Jenny, yours
Yes.
is
Yeah.
Jenny, yours is the one movie where
The mother died.
the mother
Yeah.
of the human characters died.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so sad.
Why was it sad? Like
She was trying to protect her family
from who?
the monsters, not
Which
Godzilla.
one? Like other random ones?
The other like five
King
or six.
Ghidorah, 3-headed dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3-headed,
Produces
yeah.
storms. Is
Yeah.
also an alien. He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was so sad.
Real.
It made me cry. Also, where their part, like the butterfly, helped Godzilla
Oh yeah,
to regain his power. It was so cool. Like, I also cried at the time. Like, it was such a good movie. Like, you need to watch it.
Do I need to go watch it?
Yes.
Everyone at home, go watch it with me. I'll be
Yeah.
watching it.
No,
with
especially
you.
you.
Especially me.
specifically
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
Olivia's
I'll
at.
I'll get back to you guys. I'll watch all of them.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's just so good.
Real.
Yeah.
Khalil, what about you?
I forgot the name of it, but it's like the first movie of the series where it's like everybody was like thinking it's like they're just fighting together. I like to see monsters fight together. People were taking sides in the beginning, like who's gonna win, King Kong or Godzilla. I like when people were taking sides, and it felt like a big whole event, you know, like Captain America versus Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
I personally was on the side of King Kong.
Why?
I just like King Kong. He's a big ape. He's like.
What about
he's-
Godzilla?
in
He's
the
also
first-
big.
But like in the first movie, he was really violent too. The way he was fighting all these monsters, like he's like ripping them apart literally in some of the scenes and stuff like that. And I don't think he did one in that movie. I don't think he did, but I did root for him, and that was probably my favorite movie.
Real.
Kong is the monster you can get behind because he's more benevolent than. So, I have heard that Godzilla is always the weirdest kind of protagonist because sometimes he is just this random like monster destroying everything. Other times he's a good guy. Other times it's like whatever. Yeah, so that is a problem with this being a very long franchise, having multiple different directors, and just Godzilla representing a lot of different things, like metaphors or being awesome.
Real. What about you, Joe? Favorite moment?
That is a 3-way tie between the first one,
Like the 1954 one?
yes,
Okay.
and the 2012 one,
Okay.
and the Godzilla -1 we recently had. So the first one would be that scene I talked about where the scientists actually decided to they lowered the bomb into the ocean, this oxygen destroyer, and he actually cut his line. And everyone was like, your line's been cut. Whoa, hold on, don't blow the thing. And it's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to do my own thing.
Sacrifice himself.
Oh, yeah. Also, he had an eye patch. I thought that was
That's
weird.
cool. Love
Yeah.
an
Oh my
eye patch.
gosh.
Yeah.
The 2012 one, pretty basic. It's where he takes the Muto, the monster that he was fighting, like at the 11th hour, and basically grabs it by like its jaws, opens it wide, and just pours its atomic breath in. It's like,
I remember that one.
Slaps so hard. And on the flip side of that is in Godzilla -1, he's Godzilla in that one is just a monster destroying everything, and before we just see like his massive size destroying Tokyo, or actually I think it was Tokyo at the time. I don't know. The point is, we then hear like this kind of like thrumming sound. And if you're a Godzilla fan, you know exactly what that is. He is powering up his breath. Like those ridges on his tail are kind of like moving, glowing, like as they're like going up this line. And rather than that feeling of like awesomeness you get from like when he does the breath attack in like the 2012 version, you are filled with this sense of dread just creeping in, being like, you see the destruction that he's doing now, just like slapping buildings or just walking. And then this, you know, his breath weapon is coming. And it's like, no, he fires at such a distance, just, by the way, sniping, just like a line of tanks, and it creates this devastating the shockwave alone kills I don't know how many people, and you see our main characters down there, and they are just thrown around like rag dolls. It is terrifying, and it, like, the goal of that movie that they wanted to do was try to recreate that feeling of Godzilla's, like, destruction in the 1954 version, and I think that they kind of nailed it with that scene.
I kind of hope the newer movie kind of takes that turn as well. With I just said like terror and scariness, how they make Godzilla makes people feel scared in the movie theaters.
Yeah.
In the new movie, the Godzilla became a pinky.
What?
Godzilla became pinky.
Yeah, in the trailers for this one, it's partially for marketing to like sell things, but oh look, Godzilla has a new form. He looks different. Yeah. But also, I like Godzilla with this pink aura, his Super Saiyan Rose Goku black form.
Yeah, but he's good with blue. Like the blue fits him. Like but the pink.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sure there'll be an exposition device in the movie explaining why he's changed color.
Yeah. Why he's slaying like a king.
Yeah.
He's slaying like a king.
But I saw like blue color in the like first part, like, but in the middle, like he became pink. I don't know why. That's us. Suspicious.
No.
I did see in the movie trailer that King Kong now has a glove now. And people are making comparisons that it looks like the Infinity Gauntlet, which I love.
That's hilarious.
Oh, also like the Kong itself like has like arm like. What is it called?
Yeah, like that he's outfitted with armor.
Yeah.
That's actually the Monarch thing I was talking about earlier. It looks like they're actually outfitting Kong with like weaponry. Yeah.
Does he need it?
I have no idea.
I feel like he's just kind of chilling. No?
Well, I think the idea in this one is in the new Empire that the other Kongs, they're not going to be like. They're not content. Like they're actually building an army. Like of a
bunch of
I have to go watch this.
What's worse than Planet of the Apes? Planet of the Apes, but they're all kaiju. Yeah. And it seems as though like the leader in that one like is on equal footing with Kong, so he kind of needs every edge he can take. So a power glove. I love the power glove. It feels so good. If you get that, brownie points to you for that old.
Isn't King Kong also weaker than Godzilla as well?
I mean, there are a few things stronger than a radioactive murder lizard.
Yeah.
Like, if you put a radioactive generator in a crocodile and give a monkey an axe and power glove to go fight it, the crocodile's gonna win, bro.
Yeah. So is Kong also a radioactive situation? Is he just like really big? Or do we know? Because like the only experience I've ever had with Kong was when I was in New York a few years ago and went to the Empire State Building. They have like a little kind of Kong like museum situation, and it was great. But I learned like nothing because I was just looking outside.
Oh, that movie!
I thought you were gonna say you saw him like up on like the
No.
with a woman in his hand, just like.
That would have been wild. If I had one, I would put it in this.
That would be a
podcast.
crazy marketing stunt.
Yeah.
They
Oh
did
my
do
God.
That'd
something
be so
like that.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Don't do it though, or if you do, pay us.
Yeah, we gave you that idea.
Yeah.
It's copyrighted by us by some sort of like weird law. But Kong, I think the idea that all the like kaijus are supposed to be radioactive in this series, or at the very least they emit radiation. That's supposed to be like a big plot point in the second movie, I believe, that because they produce this radiation, it actually enhances the wildlife around them. Like nature is being reclaimed in the areas they destroy them. I don't know if you understand how radiation works, but okay, give this eco-terrorist like some leverage to prove their point, I guess, and release more kaiju into the world and provide humanity's extinction. That sounds okay.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Looking at the new movie, what have you all of you have seen the trailer?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Have you okay? What are you like most excited for? What do you like? Are you worried about anything?
One thing I'm personally excited for is how the reunification of the two, because them working together, but at the first movie they weren't friends, but now they are. I want to see how they become friends, because in the trailer, King Kong is like, "Whoa, back off! I'm not here to attack you," and then Godzilla is basically just charging at him, ready to full attack him. And so I want to see how they become friends and work together.
Guess what? There's 38 movies.
There are 38 movies?
Yes. And
oh my god. It's bigger than Star Wars.
IMDb.
Wow.
Real.
I'm shocked it's actually that little.
Really?
Movies is a lot.
I thought it would be like in the 40s, maybe just touching the Again, been around for.
Is it counting like films or spin-offs? I'm sure there probably are.
I'm so surprised.
Probably not. I know that the 01 Godzilla probably not counted.
Wait, why?
So that one is another American Godzilla, but it's so wildly different from like the rest of the. I don't know who had the rights at the time, or if it was still like Universal, I think. But it was just so universally like panned and hated that it would set itself up for a sequel, but never got one because no one wanted that. The animated series that actually followed it, though, that slaps. Give that a look. That might be the 14-year-old me just kind of like hyping that up, though.
So are they Japanese-made movies, or are they U.S.-made, or like?
They are. So Godzilla himself is a Japanese character. However, his likeness has been leased to the production. Who is the production company, Jenny? Do you have the information up?
No,
I believe there's two different things. Like the American version's King Kong versus Godzilla, but the Japanese, if I'm wrong, correct me, that it's just Godzilla. The Japanese one, they really just focus on Godzilla being a point.
I think the 19th movies are all of them like Japanese.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The cast directors are all Japanese person. So I think the 20 movies are like the US one.
Okay.
So Legendary and Warner Brothers has the rights to the American MonsterVerse, like Godzilla movies. They're the ones who produce those ones.
So this one is going to be an American-made one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like the American ones are more like really much more action focused though, like the Avengers, I would say.
That is actually what is making me kind of dread this movie and the series and direction it's kind of going towards, because it feels much more like I don't know. This might be. I might sound ignorant, but I think that once like Avengers happened in like 2012 and the idea behind having like a cinematic franchise universe was like the hot buzz that everyone needed, like not just like Warner Brothers with Justice League, but Universal tried to do like their dark universe, and Legendary and Warner Brothers now with the MonsterVerse and a few other like verses. I think that trend has kind of phased out. And I'm wondering if this movie really has a place now.
I'm low-key all universe out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Like, I'm probably still going to watch it, and if it's good, like, great. But I want... This is my personal take. But I want these ideas, these concepts and characters to be used to tell interesting stories, not to place them in a universe and hope that will, like, be an interesting story. Like I said, Godzilla -1 was phenomenal.
Really?
God, watch it if you can. I saw it in theaters. I was like in awe.
It just released last year, right?
Yes.
Oh my
God. It actually also won Best VFX, which, rightfully deserved.
Wait, there was one last year? Wait. So there was the 2021, And then there was one in 2023?
That would be Godzilla -1. That one was actually a purely Japanese-produced thing. It's not at
Yeah.
all involved in this universe. I know,
okay.
talking about this...
Okay.
The American versions are the Japanese versions.
I want a quick cut, reel of Olivia being confused and going, wait, hold on, because this is a very confusing franchise to talk about. Godzilla's morals is partially why.
There's so much lore and nuance that goes into it. So
Yeah. Which is why it's probably, lasted as long as it has. Again, 1954, people, that is...
That's a while
I'm sure there's
ago.
often been reboots as well, too. So
Yeah. During, Godzilla King of the Monster, there were a bunch of other monsters. What happened to them? They were alive. I know they were alive, but, what happened? They're gone.
I'm sure that the Monarch Files or whatever their Apple Plus TV show will answer that.
They're getting a TV show?
It has been out, I think, since last summer.
Really?
But yes, which I'm sure that if you're a fan of that series, there's going to be a nod or a wink to the camera about oh, what is this thing? How could it be related to a show that is only available at this subscription for $9.99 a month?
they are really milking this franchise for all it
Yeah,
got.
wow.
Yeah.
They really do need a musical. They've got
Honestly.
the TV show, they've got the movies. Musical's the next best thing.
I would watch it.
Yeah? Would you go see it on Broadway? You
I
go
would
see
see
it
it on
in the Empire State Building?
Oh
That
my
would be
god! They rent out the topmost part.
That'd be so fun.
Who would be your Broadway picks then? For Godzilla and King Kong.
Godzilla.
Godzilla and King Kong. Wow.
Obviously, Taylor Swift needs to play Godzilla.
Taylor Swift.
It's the Eras tour.
Whoa.
The Taylor era of Godzilla.
That would be fun.
Yas, Queen, slay. Glows pink.
Oh.
Maybe that's what the pink is for.
When Godzilla unleashes his final form, Taylor Swift.
Just Taylor.
Godzilla is actually a Swiftie. That's his coming out party.
Oh, really?
Yes, Queen.
Real.
Queen of the monsters.
So as we conclude our fine episode today, do we have any parting thoughts about Godzilla? Or if you want to comment on if you like this kind of stuff already, or if you want to get more information about it or learn more cool things for anything on campus, that could be obviously there's not a Godzilla class, but it sounds like there should be.
Yeah.
But if there
totally.
are
The study of Godzilla, Godzillaology.
Kaiju classes.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I feel like we need NIU.
Yeah.
Get on that.
So definitely, if you want to get into the more kind of the metaphor side, as I've been coining throughout this podcast, I would definitely look into. I know Professor Vasquez does a media studies class where you look at film. And that could, I don't believe that in the last one I did, she did Godzilla. However, that could give you the necessary tools you need to look at Godzilla and go okay, what are these kaiju? What is this supposed to be the bigger thing representing this? Otherwise, go to your local library or and rent Godzilla and watch giant monsters fight. Really, it's well in depth a commentary or just fighting. And you know what? That's fine either way. Whatever beat you want to dance to, do it. Taylor Swift approves this message. I'm still on that. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. What about you guys? Final thoughts?
I'm excited for it. I hope it comes out good and it's not just some action-packed garbage, but
Really?
I hope it's
really
actually
hoping
good.
that
I'm
Yeah.
excited for it.
I'm really hoping that the two of it. I hope it's really good.
Yeah.
It's fire, killing, killing a lot of people. I just want that,
All Jenny wants is violence. You crave violence.
All I want is for us to end with a kiss. Is that such a crime?
Who's kissing?
Godzilla and Kong, obviously.
Ew,
How have I not made this clear?
And then make baby? No.
Jenny, that's
that's
two
what-
X's.
That's what the baby Kong is about. It's supposed to be their surrogate child because they can't produce because they're two different species. Come on.
What?
I'm sure they could figure it out.
They could figure it out.
You never know.
So Kong is going to be female and then Godzilla is going to be male?
We're gonna be parents.
Didn't we establish that Godzilla is the queen, Taylor Swift?
Oh, yeah.
So I think Kong is the dad in this scenario? I don't know where this metaphor is going.
Yeah.
But Godzilla is way too strong, though.
You can be female and strong.
Yeah. Women.
Yeah. It's women's, History Month.
And it will be when this comes out.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
Godzilla, a female icon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So obviously, on that list of classes,
That's
you should
so
probably look
funny.
up some
That's so
feminist
funny.
history. And look
Name a
for
historical woman. Godzilla.
That's right.
The next time somebody asks you to name a woman, it's just Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Really
All right. Well, with all of that to chew on, ladies and gentlemen, that is our episode here today. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time.